Coming up, classic offense-defense matchup in this one tonight.
Yeah, Colorado State, one of the best offensive teams in the country. They shoot threes, they pass the ball, they do everything as a team. They also shoot free throws very well. And then on the other hand, San Diego State, one of the best defensive teams in the country. They hold people to 37% field goal percentage, and they also are one of the top three-point defenses in the country. This will be an interesting one.
And they'll need a good plan to try to slow down the Mountain West Player of the Year in David Roddy.
Yeah, he's such an interesting player, 6'7", 255. He's their leading three-point shooter, but he also can go inside. He puts it on the floor, goes off the dribble, and shoots a ton of free throws. He's going to be a load tonight for sure.
All right, tell me about this San Diego State defense.
It's part of their culture. It's who they are. They've been playing great defense for years and years. This team is no different. They're always so connected. They force the ball to the sideline, and it really helps to have a great shot blocker, the best in the conference, in Nathan Mensah. They funnel everything to him. That creates a lot of opportunities for them to go in fast breaks on offense. Their defense has been on point all year.
A lot of San Diego State fans in the house making noise already. Moments away from tip-off. The semifinals next on CBS Sports Network. Ready to roll once again in Las Vegas. Mountain West semifinal number 2 between San Diego State and Colorado State. And before the tip, we send it over to Evan Washburn.
Well, Andrew, San Diego State really survived what could be best described as a defensive slugfest last night, despite their leading scorer, Matt Bradley, having one of his worst offensive performances of the season, just 7 points in that game. Both Bradley and head coach Brian Dutcher acknowledged that he was pressing at times in his first conference tournament game here in the Mountain West, and he feels like in the second half he found something. But he's looking to bounce back against the Colorado State team, guys, that in 2 meetings this year, he was unbelievable. 26 and 27 points respectively. And look, they're going to need it against this offense. He's the only player on this team that averages double figures.
Yeah, he made 11 of 15 threes in the 2 meetings against Colorado State this year for head coach Brian Dutcher, a 2-time Mountain West Coach of the Year. And in his time as head coach, he is 7-2 against the Rams. As we take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Kubota. And for Colorado State, Isaiah Stevens. What a game he had last night in the win over Utah State. 14 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, including that late pass with 1.8 seconds left to Chandler Jacobs, and he put home the game-winning hoop against Utah State. Niko Medved, 4th season as the head coach at Colorado State. Jerry Palm has them as a 6th seed right now. It will be the first time that Medved takes a team to the NCAA tournament as a head coach.
Well, how about every year that he's been a head coach, his team has gotten better by percentage. So that's an incredible thing for a guy like Niko Medved to be able to say that.
And we spoke with him earlier today, and he admitted it's a different feeling this year coming to Las Vegas for the conference tournament, knowing, or at least thinking, that your place in the NCAA tournament is secure, unlike last year when they lost and then were one of the first teams out of the NCAA tournament, ended up in the NIT.
Yeah, the pressure of being on the bubble and coming into the conference tournament is always tough. Now you can just concentrate on winning this thing, not worrying about anything. You know you're playing next week. It's a much, much better feeling, believe me.
These 2 teams met twice this year, each team winning at home. In the January meeting in San Diego, Colorado State came in 11-0, undefeated on the season, and they got smoked by 30 at Viejas. And then in the second meeting at Colorado State in early February, Colorado State had a big lead. San Diego State came all the way back until Roddy hit the game winner with 6 seconds to go. Our officials, Chris Rastatter, Eric Curry, and Greg Nixon.
In that first game, you know, Andrew, they shot 28%, which is what the San Diego State team can do to you.
Matt Bradley lost it going up, and Roddy corrals it. Bradley did have 6 turnovers in the quarterfinals last night against Fresno State.
Right away with a clear out for Roddy.
How about it?
They are going to run clear outs for him, and he's a tough guy to guard because he can go off the dribble. You just saw the fadeaway jumper there.
Third in the Mountain West, averaging better than 19 points per game for the Mountain West Player of the Year, David Roddy. Nathan Mensah. And it's cleared by Deshaun Thomas.
And one of the things that you have to watch in this game, San Diego State destroyed Colorado State. He's going one-on-one.
Roddy feeling it early.
Now, let me say this. Those are two great shots. Those weren't two easy shots. So that's San Diego State's defense was not bad on either one of those, but he made two great plays.
Does have a good percentage from deep. 45%, just his 44th three of the year, though. Bradley, jumper. No good, and the rebound is tracked down by Stevens. Racing up ahead, and he lost it. Taken away by Lamont Butler.
One thing you have to look for against San Diego State historically is you got to try and push the ball up and get down the floor before that defense sets up.
Aztecs have won 5 in a row in 10 of their last 11 games. Butler out to Pulliam, shot clock at 5. Pulliam's three is good. Just his 19th three of the year.
Yeah, they're not a good three-point shooting team, and they don't use the three a lot. They only make about 6 a game.
Pulliam had 10 points in the win over Fresno State late last night. Oh, good defense there by Keyshawn Johnson. Creates the turnover. Had a man trailing. Instead, Johnson is fouled.
And that's what you really have to be careful with when you play San Diego State is live ball turnovers. When a team struggles to score, getting them in transition off a live ball turnover is going to help them score. That's what you can't do. Nico Medved said the same thing to us today. No live ball turnovers.
Another big thing to keep an eye on is the rebound battle, because in the 2 games between these two teams this year, San Diego State out-rebounded Colorado State by 29. Nico Medved telling us our guards need to help rebound, and right there, an offensive rebound for the Aztecs.
Yeah, you've got a gang rebound against them.
And Bradley makes him pay.
This kid was a 17, 18-point scorer at Cal. He's a big, big-time scorer. You know, when you got one double-figure guy, you got to make sure that that guy doesn't kill you.
Thomas locates Isaiah Stevens. Stevens, good speed to the hoop for 2.
Now, those are the kind of baskets you don't normally get against San Diego State. Drives to the basket without the ball really being reversed. Good play by Isaiah Stevens, but not typical San Diego State defense.
Stevens, second team All-Mountain West this year. Bradley, turnaround. Tipped around, and John Tonje grabs it. Colorado State has won 4 in a row. Roddy with 2 more.
You know, he saw Nathan Mensah on him. He knows that Mensah is a great defender, but he's a great defender around the basket, not guarding guys on the perimeter. And Roddy just showed what he can do. He puts it on the floor and goes.
Oh, miscommunication there between Butler and Pulliam. You see Brian Dutcher say, come on, Lamont.
David Roddy sees he's being guarded by the big man Mensah, and he just goes, and nobody else is kind of ready to give some help on that.
Roddy has 7 of Colorado State's 9 points.
You know, it's interesting that they are putting Mensah on Roddy. I might go Keyshawn Johnson and let Mensah guard Deshaun Thomas.
Adam Seiko onto the floor for San Diego State as Butler goes to the bench. 9 seconds on the shot clock. It'll stay with Colorado State. Roddy to Tonje. And now they got to go. Kendall Moore with 2 on the shot clock. Thomas throws it up. Oh, he hit it!
He's a big man who can make threes.
With the shot clock expiring, Thomas connects from the outside.
He's 38% on the season, so it's not like a fluke that he makes it.
Colorado State has not missed a shot yet. They're 5 for 5. Seiko for 3.
Seiko and Baker Mazzara were their best offense off the bench last night. They each had 11. Now they switched. No, Bench is still on him. Usually San Diego State does a lot more switching.
Stevens jumper. And they can't miss. They are 6 for 6 in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Well, they're one of the best in the country. They shoot 49% from the field. This is a little ridiculous what they're doing now against the #2 defense in the country.
It's a 9-0 run for the Rams. Pulliam trying to split the D. A little too ambitious, and he turns it over. What a start for Colorado State. 6 for 6, and Roddy's got 7 points. 14-7 Colorado State. You're watching Bracket Week presented by Kubota.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Kubota. Together we do more. By Tostitos. Get to the good stuff. And by AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, and secure.
Back in Vegas, and Colorado State up 7 on San Diego State. Our Jerry Palm has both these teams headed for the NCAA tournament. As we take a closer look at the Aztecs' resume, 28 in the net. They have 4 quad 1 wins, and Jerry Palm has them as a 9 seed. You know, you're a 9 seed. We were talking with Brian Dutcher about this as well yesterday. You're almost better off being a 10 seed, aren't you?
Absolutely. You'd rather play the 7 and not have to play the 1 the next game.
Colorado State has not missed a shot yet tonight. They are 6 for 6 and riding a 9-0 run.
And they took Mintz out. Now they have a rope guarding Roddy.
Joshua Tamajic is also on the floor for San Diego State. Shot clock at 5 for the Rams. Stevens will launch. And that's the first miss of the night for Colorado State.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Dutcher is not afraid to play that bench.
Yeah, he told us we trust everyone on our bench, and we're always looking for fresh legs. Seiko for 3 is good. And that ends the 9-0 run.
3 for 3 last night from 3.
Let's send it over to Evan.
Well, guys, speaking of Brian Dutcher, listening to that last huddle, despite this uncharacteristic start defensively for San Diego State, there was no panic. One of his points was the shots they're making, guys, are really hard shots. So they feel like they're doing what they need to do defensively. Also wants to see him crash the offensive glass. Feels like they can get some buckets there.
Kendall Moore. No good. And the rebound to Seiko.
Yeah, I agree, except for the layup by Roddy and Stevens. Those 2 baskets. The other ones were not easy shots.
Seiko bounces it to a rope. Down low, trying to maneuver Roddy, and he does.
Quick 5 points from the bench.
Aguaca-Roque battling a hip injury. Did play 18 minutes yesterday, and Brian Dutcher told us this afternoon that, hey, it's March, it's tournament time, Roque's going to go.
And now you can see they're putting different people on Roddy. We'll see what kind of a toll this takes.
Roddy nearly lost it. Now a scramble on the floor, and San Diego State comes away with it.
Very active defense that time by San Diego State.
Aztecs have scored the last 5 points. Roque launches a 3. Oh, he's got it! Just his 3rd 3 of the year. And now an 8-0 run by San Diego State. Stevens, oh, what a bounce pass, but Roddy couldn't get a handle on it.
You know, one of the problems for Colorado State is they rely so much on Roddy and Stevens. They're their only double-figure scorers. John Tonje's close at 9.7, but those two guys have to lead the way and have to play well.
4 early turnovers by Colorado State. They're one of the best teams in the country in limiting turnovers, averaging just under 10 per game. Tomajic down low, and he took too many steps. And a timeout on the floor. A game of runs so far. Colorado State had a 9-0 run. Aztecs have answered with 8 in a row. And San Diego State leads by 1.
Back here in Vegas with head coach of Colorado State, Niko Medved. Game of runs here to start. Any concerns with what changed to allow San Diego State to get back in this one?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they do what they do. I mean, they're really good. They're really going to try to pressure you, make catches difficult, drive us out of our offense. Got to continue to try to get catches, get the ball moving, which sets up opportunities to drive. But, you know, here on the defensive end, you know, we gave up an offensive rebound on a free throw, open 3 for Bradley, and we came off Seiko in the corner, which we can't do. So we got to understand personnel. We can't give their shooters shots.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, one of the other things that you got to keep in mind that's going on here, San Diego State had 3 set points on second chance points and 7 points off turnovers. So 10 of their 15 points have come off what you call the usual San Diego State junk. I don't want to call it junk, but it is. That's what they do. They play so hard on defense. They get offensive rebounds. They force turnovers, and that's how they score.
Niko Medved told us today that going against the San Diego State defense can be demoralizing. You have to be emotionally tough. He said sometimes when you're down 7, it feels like you're down 15.
And you got to get the ball moving side to side, because if you don't move this defense around and they're loaded up, they're going to make it very, they're denying everything now. There's an aggressive, they switch, but they switch aggressively. This isn't just switching for the heck of it. This is switching to stop someone. Oh,
Isaiah Rivera is fouled, and Brian Dutcher is furious on the San Diego State sideline.
I'll tell you, that was some really active San Diego State defense there. Let's see what happens. Oh my goodness. That was all ball.
They called it on Pulliam. And Isaiah Rivera misses the free throw.
Did you see how active San Diego State was switching all those screens? I mean, that was some serious, you know, a lot of times people switch and they switch just to switch. They switch to mess you up, not just to be there.
1 out of 2 for Isaiah Rivera. And that ties the game at 15. Pulliam to the bench, and Lamont Butler is back in the ball game for the Aztecs.
Lamont Butler, probably their best perimeter defender. He was all defense.
Seiko drives off the glass and good. And Adam Seiko already has 5 points off the bench.
Hey, he saved them last night because Matt Bradley wasn't good, and he had 11 off the bench last night.
Yeah, he was 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. Strange game that was when there was 7.5 minutes left in the first half. It was tied at 10. Different start tonight. Roddy. Too strong. Tipped around.
That's a foul.
And Roddy commits the foul.
I tell you, this defense has really picked it up a notch in the last 5 minutes.
First foul against David Roddy. Tomajic launches and hits from the outside. That's his 9th 3 of the year. So Tomajic and a rope both hitting threes here in the first half.
You know, when this team plays well offensively, when they get to 70, they never lose.
They are 5 of 6 from deep. 10 minutes into the game. Rivera from the corner. That won't go. Thistlewood. Check it. James Moore's the offensive rebound. And Stevens is able to convert.
Yeah, miscommunication there. They just left him alone.
Good job by James Moores to get that offensive rebound. Last 13 points for San Diego State have been scored by players off their bench. Here's Tomajic, defended by Rivera. Shot clock at 5, offensive foul against Joshua Tomajic.
Take a look at this. Tomajic and Seiko don't communicate here. You're going to see Isaiah's going to drive, and watch what happens with these two guys here. They both leave because they didn't talk it out. They both go to Moore's, and he just lays it in the basket. You have to, and the one thing about San Diego State, they communicate extremely well on defense. That was one of those rare occasions where they didn't.
Did not miss a shot during this 13-3 scoring run. And a foul is going to go against San Diego State. And it's on Lamont Butler. It's his first foul. Roddy's going to get a breather for Nico Medved.
I don't think it's going to be a long one.
He averages 32 minutes a night. Stevens, strong move for Isaiah Stevens.
He's a good player. First team all, second team all conference this year.
Already with 8 points.
He was first team preseason with David Roddy.
Mensah left alone, and he gets the bounce.
It's hard to keep track of the all-league teams in this league because they have the media poll and they have the coaches poll.
And now that you're in the media, you roll with the media, right? You don't go with the coaches anymore?
I go with the coaches.
You still go with the coaches.
When the coaches say a guy's an all-star, he's an all-star. I'm going coaches.
Tonje, deep 3. And an easy rebound for Chad Baker-Mazara.
Mazara, 6th man of the year, and he averages 13 minutes a game. That's it.
A little too physical down low, and Tonje is whistled for the foul. Well, coming up tomorrow on CBS Sports Network, it's the A-10 semis. Davidson against St. Louis, and that's followed by Dayton against Richmond.
Bubble teams are praying for Davidson because Davidson is the one Atlantic 10 team that's in the tournament. If they lose, somebody in the Atlantic 10 stealing a bid.
No doubt. Oh, and this flush by Mensah. San Diego State had 20 points at the half last night against Fresno State. They already have 24 here this evening. Rivera draws contact and the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line when we come back. The Aztecs have it rolling on the offensive end so far tonight. Mensah the jam, and San Diego State leads by 5.
Back at the Thomas and Mack here with head coach of San Diego State, Brian Dutcher. Will coach a different field in the game last night against Fresno State. What's working well offensively for you guys?
Everything's working well for both teams. That's a problem. A lot of points being scored, so good basketball game. Both teams are playing at a high level.
And what do you want to see defensively?
Just keep working hard. I thought we've done a good job denying the high post. It's disrupted them a little bit. We have to continue to deny the high post.
Coach, thank you.
Thanks, Evan.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big part of your offense. If you're going to score against San Diego State in the half-court offense, you've got to reverse the ball through the middle. When the ball's in the middle of the floor, now you can't really deny as much because you can go to both sides. So when they deny that, that does disrupt your offense.
From Steve Fisher to Brian Dutcher, This is the 15th consecutive year the Aztecs have made it to the Mountain West Tournament semifinals. It's just amazing. They are the defending tournament champs and trying to get back in the championship game for the 5th year in a row.
And you know what the constant is over all those years? Defense.
No doubt.
They've been hot and cold offensively over those 15 years. I've seen all those teams. Some have been good offensively, some have not. This is not a great offensive team out there, one double-figure score. But I tell you what, they guard you.
2 free throws for Rivera, and he misses the first. Colorado State has not been to the NCAA tournament since 2013. Jerry Palm currently has him as a 6th seed for the big dance.
That was a good switch by Moores. Now he's got Bradley.
Bradley on the attack, and he misses in tight. Mensah the offensive rebound.
Yeah, that was a flat-out layup.
Johnson tried to find a cutting Butler, and he turns it over. Rivera the other way. Locates Jacobs.
And as I said, if you can get some transition against San Diego State, it helps, because you can't set up against them for 40 minutes. Like, that's what happened last night to Fresno State. They were setting up for 40 minutes. They got 46 points.
That's what Nico Medved told us earlier today. We have to attack in transition. Try to get some buckets when San Diego State is not set defensively.
I mean, here's a team that makes 6 threes a game, and they're 5 for 6 already in this game. If this team scores points, they become really, really hard to beat. Yeah, you know, Tamajic made a 3, Arump made a 3. Okay, those guys can't leave Seiko alone, Bradley alone. Those are the guys you got to find. Those other 2 threes, what are you going to do? Those guys aren't 3-point shooters.
They were 5 of 16 shooting the 3 last night. Already 5 out of 6 today. Substitutions for Colorado State, including Roddy, back on the floor.
I mean, Roddy scored those 7 points in the first 3 minutes, and he hasn't scored since.
One more for Butler. Butler made the big shot in for Collins, a late 3 to give San Diego State the lead earlier in February, and then Roddy came down the other end and hit the game winner. 5-point Aztecs lead inside 7 minutes to go in the first half. Winner will take on Boise State in the championship game tomorrow on CBS. Jacobs draws the foul. That's going to go on Matt Bradley.
Jacobs just splits those 2 guys, the rope. Tried to help.
Jacobs had the game winner last night with 1.8 left, as Colorado State held off Utah State by 2. Jersey Mike's is the proud title sponsor of the Naismith Men's Player of the Year Award. Join us over Final Four weekend as we highlight this year's winners. That's right here on CBS Sports Network. 1 out of 2 for Jacobs, an 85% free throw shooter.
I mean, they're number 13 in the nation in free throw shooting, and they're 2 out of 6 right now.
78% on the year for Colorado State from the line. Seiko's pass is knocked back, but a rope is there. Pulliam turns it over.
Yeah, that's a tough way to feed the post from the top of the key to a guy on the block. You got to get that ball to the wing and let that guy feed the post.
7 turnovers by San Diego State in the first half. Senior Kendall Moore brings the ball up the floor. Scored his 1,000th career point earlier this year at Utah State.
They're trying to get the ball moving side to side now a little bit.
Tonje on the attack, and he is fouled. First foul on a rope. That'll stay with Colorado State. Nico Medved, 9th year as a head coach. 1 at Drake, 4 at Furman, and now in his 4th season in Fort Collins. Roddy defended by a rope. Over to Moore, launches a 3. It's short, air ball, caught by Seiko, and he wants to push up ahead.
Yeah, that was well contested.
A rope all the way. Good defense by Colorado State. Aztecs still have it, and Johnson scores.
Good hustle by Keyshawn Johnson there.
Junior from Oakland, California. Tonje could not finish, and Bradley rips it down.
One thing about it, when you play against San Diego State, a lot of times you got to finish through a crowd.
Tough pass, yeah, 8th turnover now by the Aztecs.
Yeah, they normally average a little over 12.
These offenses have slowed down a little bit as Colorado State hands it right back. The turnover by Isaiah Stevens. Rare to see him commit a turnover. He's 9th in the country in assist to turnover ratio at 3.
Yeah, right now he's got 2, but again, look who he's playing against. He's playing against a team. That's what they do. They force you into those kind of mistakes. Yeah,
in the 2 games against San Diego State, the Rams averaged 16 turnovers per game. The Aztecs give it right back.
Good help by David Roddy there. What a great switch by Adam Seiko to cut that baseline off. And these guys are dialed in.
Roddy way off on that 3. And as you pointed out, he has not scored since that early 7-point flurry. Johnson to the bench, and Tamajic back on the floor. And Baker Mazzara is also going to return to give Matt Bradley a breather. Bradley's been a little quiet so far. He's 1 of 4 for just 3 points.
But that bench has really given them a lift in this game so far.
13 points for the Aztecs off the bench.
Brian Dutcher said it. He loves his bench. Said it from the beginning of the year.
Baker Mazzara. That 3 won't go. A fight for it. And out of bounds to San Diego State. And it takes us to a timeout. The offensive flow is slowed down a little bit, but San Diego State still up by 6. Coming up, AT&T at the half. Adam Zucker, Wally Zerbiak, Chris Walker, John Rothstein, Jerry Palm. We'll look around college basketball plus highlights, stats, and analysis all coming up on AT&T at the half. And moments ago, Jerry Palm updating his bracketology and his #1 seeds, Gonzaga, Arizona, Kentucky, and Baylor.
I wonder what's going to happen if Kansas wins the Big 12. Will they supplant Baylor? I think they will.
Moving closer to the selection show. Coming up on CBS this Sunday. Aztecs traveling well. Cowboys traveled well too. Wyoming has a lot of fans here.
This is like San Diego State's second home.
Yeah, it really is. Well, the Rams have to try to figure out a way to get Roddy going. He started 3 of 3, but since then 0 for 2 with 2 turnovers and a foul. Baker Mazzara misses, and there's Roddy with the rebound. Here's the Rams trying to attack in transition. Moore for 3. And the rebound to Tonje.
I'd say Isaiah Stevens gets the ball up some kind of fast.
A 3-minute scoreless drought for Colorado State. That one is kicked into the stands. Wow, Pulliam. Looks like Pulisic.
Huh. Kick save.
All the way up into the stands. Here is Stevens for 3. It's good. Big bucket for the Rams.
You know, they just fell asleep for a second on that back screen.
Stevens already in double figures. He's got 11. Now the Colorado State fans making some noise here at the Thomas and Mack Center. Pulliam to Mensah. Down low and the finish. Wow, Mensah again. Showing the power down low. Stevens' pass is intercepted by Baker Mazzara. He's got Seiko with him. Seiko catch and shoot 3. Off the front of the rim, but he gets his own rebound.
That's what they do. They're all over the glass.
They're doubling up Colorado State on the glass as Mensah again with the finish. And Nico Medved calls timeout. Third dunk for Nathan Mensah. 32-25, the Aztecs with the early hammer. San Diego State has scored the last 4 points. They're up by 7.
Well, you're going to see why Nico Medved was so mad at David Roddy, who's right here. You're going to see Nathan Mensah slip to the basket, and Roddy, stop it right there. Roddy does not come in and give the help that he needs to give, and he was guarding Tomajic, even though he's made a 3. He's not a 3-point shooter. Nico Medved was not happy with David Roddy on that play.
San Diego State has 10 assists on 12 made field goals. And a travel committed by James Moores.
The pressure is relentless. You like never get a break. And if you're not mentally and physically, as Nico Medved said to us today, engaged every second, they will turn you over.
7 of them so far tonight.
They only average 10.
Pulliam to Tomajic, another 3. Yes!
I guess he can make them.
He had 8 all season, and he's got 2 in the first half tonight. Largest lead for San Diego State.
These guys must come here and think they're playing in Viejas.
It sounds like it sometimes in the Mountain West tournament. And an offensive foul is committed by Moores.
Yeah, they are so... It's not that their offense is not good, but it's because of the way these guys are guarding. They're not doing it to themselves. San Diego State is doing it to them. You know, sometimes you do it to yourself and you play poor on offense. Now, this is one of those situations where the other team is doing it to you.
Rams have only lost 4 times all year, but one of those losses was at San Diego State. Baker Mazzara jumper. And the rebound grab by Colorado State. Final 40 seconds of the first half. Moore spinning out to Tonje.
I mean, they're like everywhere. It's like, are there 7 guys out there?
That three won't go for Jacobs. Stevens keeps it alive. Roddy trying to get going, and he's fouled with 14 seconds left in the first half. Second foul committed by Nathan Mensah.
And, you know, the funny thing is, Colorado State is 10 for 20 from the field, so they're shooting 50%, but they have 8 turnovers, and it just looks like they're all out of whack.
First point for Roddy since way back earlier in the first half when he scored 7 quick points. Had a career-high 36 earlier this year against Creighton. That's one of the better wins on the Colorado State resume. The Creighton team that will play in the Big East championship game tomorrow against Villanova.
That's one of those wins that got better and better as the year went on.
5 seconds left. And Butler is fouled. Colorado State had a foul to give. Kendall Moore commits it with 3.4 to go. Seiko puts up a 3 at the horn. No good, but San Diego State goes into the locker room with a 9-point lead. And in the last 35 games that San Diego State has led at the half, they've won 34 of them as we check in with Evan.
Well, Coach, we just spoke a little while ago about defense, but again, this offense, how do you sustain it in the second half?
We're just making the smart play. We're sharing the ball. We got assisted baskets. I like the way we're playing offensively.
Did the defense pick it up like you wanted it to?
Yeah, we're making it hard on them. I mean, they're good offensively, obviously, but I think our pressure has got them a little off balance.
Touchdown.
Thanks, Evan.
Yeah, that pressure has led to 8 Colorado State turnovers. That's the end of the first half. 35-26 is your score. Coming up after the break, we'll send you to New York for AT&T at the half. You're watching Bracket Week presented by Kubota. You are watching Bracket Week presented by Kubota. At the half, San Diego State leads by 9. 16 points off the bench for the Aztecs, playing tenacious defense as well. Back courtside with Steve Lapis, I'm Andrew Catalan. We'll hear from Evan Washburn coming up. Hey, if San Diego State, if they're going to score like that, they're going to be tough to beat in March.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. But think about it. Colorado State started 6 for 6 in this game and 4 for 14 since, with a ton of turnovers, 8 turnovers for a team that averages a little bit under 10 a game. So San Diego State defense has been really tough.
Yeah, let's get to the good stuff. It is brought to you by Tostitos. Break it down, Lap.
Well, here's a great example. First of all, watch the help here from Chad Baker-Mazara. He steps in here to give the help on Kendall Moore. Now he's going to get help from the helper. Watch Adam Seiko break out to his man here to help him. Then the ball gets passed to the corner, and they're scrambling. And the best defenses are defenses that can scramble. Look at these guys covering up for each other all over the place. That's an example of what San Diego State does on every possession. That is hard to do, hard to teach, and even harder to get guys to do on a regular basis.
Let's send it over to Evan.
Andrew just spoke with Nico Medved, and in his opinion, it starts defensively with owning the paint. Felt like they were slow on their rotations. That allowed for so many easy buckets for San Diego State at the rim. They still want to make them a perimeter shooting team. He felt like some guys that don't normally hit shots in that first half. Offensively for the Rams, his concern, the 8 turnovers. He said, look, we want to play fast, but not in a hurry. At times, he felt like San Diego State's defense sped them up.
He's right. Tamajic and Arope got 9 points on threes that he certainly was not expecting in his game plan coming into the game.
But now in 2.5 games against each other, San Diego State has out-rebounded Colorado State by 36. Rams have to try to stem that tide a little bit here in the second half.
Yeah, that is obviously an issue. Because when they do miss, they don't get an offensive rebound.
And with the shot clock at 6, a foul is called on the Aztecs. There's one positive for Colorado State is that Bradley was quiet in the first half. 3 points, just 1 of 4 shooting. But you could also say it's not a good thing because they're down by 9 and Bradley didn't really hurt you.
The 16 bench points are a killer.
Roddy to the hoop, lost it, gets it back and scores. 7-point lead. Here is Bradley, defended by Tonje. And Tonje commits the foul.
Bradley's got a sneaky first step also.
Talking to Nico Medved earlier today about the game plan to defend Bradley, he said, got to crowd him on the perimeter, and then he tells the player guarding him, you make him drive, and your teammates need to make him pass. So it was all in on the defensive game plan of Matt Bradley.
Yeah, when we used to play a guy who could really shoot, was a catch-and-shoot guy like him, I would tell our guys, the more we can make him dribble, the better it is for us. So we're watching the tape the next day after the game, we say, how many times do we make this guy dribble? If we make him dribble a lot, we did a good job.
They're doing a good job so far tonight. Pulliam launches a 3. And the rebound is grabbed by Bradley. Once again, an offensive rebound by San Diego State. That's their 8th. Butler catch and shoot 3 is way off, and Roddy's got it.
Yeah, if you can make them play half court and not turn the ball over, now you get back in the game.
Thomas tried to force a pass into Tonje. Tonje recovers. Tonje scores. So the first 4 points of the second half go to the Rams.
They were fortunate they got through, but they did move the ball much better on that possession there.
Pulliam runner. Good, tough shot from the senior Trey Pulliam.
Tough shot.
5 points, 5 assists for Pulliam. Here's Roddy. He'll shoot that 3. Colorado State 3 of 11 from beyond the arc tonight. During the season, they led the Mountain West, shooting 36% from deep. Oh, Roddy commits the foul. He thought he had the steal. That's the second on David Roddy. Mensah to the bench early here for Brian Dutcher, and a rope is back on the floor.
Well, the way the bench played in the first half, why not?
Mensah chatting with David Velasquez, longtime San Diego State assistant. Mensah's coming right back in, so it was a quick word from the bench. And Keyshaw Johnson will exit. Let's go over to Evan.
Guys, that's just a quick picture into the constant motion from bench, whether it's be subbing or these assistants. You mentioned David Velasquez. Brian Dutcher gives a lot of ownership to those guys to let them make those kind of calls. Those quick subs, hey, quick check, get back in there. Behind it, you feel like you're at a hockey line change.
Yeah, the way the bench is playing tonight, why not? A rope scoring again.
18 points from the Aztecs bench tonight. Stevens took his eye off it, recovers, but only 4 on the shot clock. He's aware of it. Stevens over to Thomas, has to put it up, and it's a shot clock violation. Suffocating defense by San Diego State.
I mean, they moved the ball side to side that time. They couldn't get anything.
Aztecs trying to move on to the championship game for the 5th year in a row, and it would be 8 of the last 9 seasons that they appeared in the final. Mensah coughs it up.
Something else to keep in mind, Andrew, they're 36-1 in their last 37 when they out-rebound their opponent.
And they're up by 6 on the glass so far tonight. More corner 3.
Tough shots.
Roddy gets the rebound, but the putback won't go.
I mean, you get nothing easy. That shot Kendall Moore took, he couldn't make that. He was so well defended.
He's now 0 for 4 tonight. Bradley working on Tonje. Out to the perimeter now with 4 on the shot clock. A rope. And a whistle and a foul is called against Isaiah Stevens with the shot clock at 2. Takes us to a timeout. San Diego State trying to march on to the title game. Rams thinking comeback. They trail by 9.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by PNC Bank. See how we can make a difference. And by Werner, the official ladder of NCAA March Madness.
Back in Vegas, San Diego State leads Colorado State by 9. This is one of 4 games still going on around the country, and all 4 are in Las Vegas. At the WAC tournament, the Big West tournament, and the Pac-12 tournament. It's the place to be.
This has become the home of postseason basketball.
This guy knows. He's got his game face on.
And a loaf of bread, too.
Colorado State scoreless in the last 3 minutes as they try to avoid their 5th loss of the season. Bradley catch and shoot jumper.
That was a good curl, too, by Matt Bradley to get open.
Until Majic tracks it down.
Offensive glass.
9th offensive rebound. Pulliam will put it up. Whoa. No, he's got so much confidence scoring the basketball right now. We always know that he can dish it out, but he's in double figures in 4 of his last 5 games. Trying to get there again tonight. He's got 7 points.
Yeah, he's a different guy in terms of scoring this year as opposed to the past. That's a good call.
Yeah, Bradley bumped into Roddy when Roddy was cutting across the lane.
That's something that coaches used to teach all the time, how to chuck a cutter. Now, you know, they have the freedom of movement, so the referees are looking for it. But this is chucking a cutter in the old days, we used to call it. When the guy's coming, you give him a little shot coming through. They used to let us do that, by the way.
Yeah, well, that's a big foul on Bradley. That's his 3rd. And even though he hasn't been much of a scorer tonight, he still heads out with 3 fouls. That pass. Ooh.
Tough pass.
And they're gonna talk about this one. I think it should be Colorado State basketball. It was ruled San Diego State ball. Take another look.
I don't know.
Maybe it did touch Moore's.
I think it did.
Well, they reversed it to Colorado State.
Yeah. I tell you, a rope has been tough on Roddy.
Shot clock's at 4. Roddy has to put one up. Oh, it goes!
Shot.
Hello, David Roddy.
And you can't defend better than that. That was just a heck of a shot.
13 for Roddy. And a foul against Colorado State. Another look at the 3 from Roddy.
I mean, I'm surprised he got this off. A rope is like, I mean, look at that. You can't make a harder shot than that.
A couple of 3s tonight for Roddy. Baker Mazzara. And Roddy goes up high for the rebound. Baker Mazzara now 0 for 4. Rivera! Oh, it's pinned! What a play! Take another look at this. As Baker Mazzara got back for the swat.
I mean, he was on the floor down the offensive end, and he got up and chased that down.
How about that?
That's what you call pinned.
Transfer from Duquesne, going up to get that one.
That's what you call a rub. You got rubbed.
Seiko trapped up top to a rope. Pulliam, another runner. Whoa. How about it?
Man, those floaters, he's got it down now.
9 points on 4 of 5 shooting for Trey Pulliam. Let's see where the Rams turn. Stevens, that's a tough one, and it won't go. The tip by Roddy, not there, and a foul called against San Diego State.
Oh, I didn't see a foul there. Maybe.
It goes against Tamajic, and that's his second.
Yeah, that's a foul. It's nice when you can watch the replay.
It helps. And Colorado State is saying that should be 2 shots. And San Diego State is saying, wait a minute, that wasn't a shooting foul.
No, well, Chris Rastad is telling them they got to take it out of bounds. So
Eric Curry's holding up 2. Okay. Stevens stepped out. Very uncharacteristic night turning the ball over for Niko Medved's club.
Yeah, but, you know, that's what these guys do to you.
10th turnover, they average 9.9 per game. Seiko gives it right back. Rivera does not have numbers and wisely pulls it back. Roddy to Jacobs. He goes up and scores.
Good pass by Roddy.
And a heads-up play by Rivera to pull that back.
Yep.
Inside 12 to go. Spot in the championship game on the line. Boise State awaits tomorrow.
I mean, as good as they've been defensively, they're within.
And the foul committed by the Aztecs after the Baker Mazzara miss. He's now 0 for 5. Rams are hanging around. An 8-point game here in Vegas. You're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota. Let's see who stepped up their game tonight. Brought to you by Werner Ladder. Last night, San Diego State had 22 points off the bench. Tonight, they have 18. It's the bench stepping it up.
Yeah, I mean, Seiko, Arope, Tamajic, these guys have been terrific coming off the bench. 18 points to 6 for Colorado State. Brian Dutcher told us, I go to these guys, I don't care. He plays them all, and he plays them all quick, and they all help. But the one constant is they all guard. They made shots tonight, there's no doubt, but they all come off that bench and they guard.
Looking for their 6th consecutive win. It would give them 11 of their last 12, and it would also put them in the championship game of the Mountain West Conference Tournament.
They got Roddy in the post on Bradley. But you see Keyshawn Johnson sink down to help.
Roddy attacks and scores.
Quick move.
Remember, Bradley back out there with 3 fouls, something to keep an eye on.
And all of a sudden it's 6.
Championship game tomorrow, 6 Eastern on CBS. Boise State against the winner of this one. Pulliam, not this time, off the side of the backboard. And Jacobs hurries up ahead. Into the corner, Rivera. Oh, Bradley almost called for his 4th.
San Diego State needs Bradley to start doing something now, because he's their best player in the half court offensively.
Moores wants it. He gets it. Roddy for 3. That was a good-looking shot, but did not go down.
Yeah, it looked good from here.
Bradley with a 3. Scramble for it, and we have a foul called against Colorado State.
I'll tell you, that was great hustle by Keyshawn Johnson.
James Moores whistled for his 2nd. It's actually the 3rd on Moores, you see right there.
Yeah.
And Moores will come out with the 3 fouls, and Tonje back on the floor. 10.5 to go.
You know, it's always dangerous. Right now, Colorado State, small team out there. They got to get a 5th guy in the game. They only got 4. They don't want to be that small.
Jacobs getting some attention over on the Colorado State sideline. Looks like he's cut. He's going to be okay.
Yeah, this is a small team out there now for Colorado State. Maybe it'll give them more spacing on offense, but boy, they better get on the glass.
Butler races in and lays it in. Explosion from Lamont Butler.
Big time. I mean, Colorado State fell asleep on that. Where was all the help?
4 points for Lamont Butler. Roddy working on Mensah, and a foul. And he's committed by Mensah. And that's his 3rd. And tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern, catch the Conference USA Men's Tournament and its conclusion as Louisiana Tech takes on UAB right here on CBS Sports Network. Good hands by a rope to knock that one out. Mensah to the bench with 3 fouls. Bradley also has 3 fouls. And for Colorado State, it's Moores. No, yes, Moores with 3 fouls.
Got to just get this, keep giving this kid touches.
Roddy draws the double. 3 on the shot clock. Jacobs has to put it up. He does, and it goes. Chandler Jacobs, the game-winning hoop last night, and a big bucket here.
Bradley has not been able to get a good look this entire game. There it is. Well, he had it.
Butler slips, lost the ball. Jacobs up to Tonje. Tonje, offensive foul.
Oh, I don't know.
Wow, Bradley was the one who drew the charge. And that's the third on Tonje.
I give Nico Medved credit. He didn't go crazy. Oh, no, that's not a charge. I mean, he hit him on the shoulder. He didn't get him square. I don't know. I don't think so.
So Tonje picks up his third. Seiko trying to get around Rivera. Could not do it. Bradley is 1 for 6 tonight. Spins on Moores, and his pass is taken away by Rivera, but he hands it right back to Bradley. To a cutting Johnson, and wait.
Shot clock.
The shot clock. So the question is did Colorado State ever have possession should the shot clock have reset? Yeah, I think that was a possession.
That's a possession.
The shot clock didn't start after that.
Yeah, that's absolutely a possession.
So it's still San Diego State basketball with 8:36 to go.
I'll tell you, Matt Bradley has been tough tonight.
Just 3 points. A rope won't go, and Roddy clears.
Colorado State defense been a little better too.
7th rebound for Roddy. Moore sets a screen. Stevens to the hoop, off glass, no. And Keyshawn Johnson goes up to grab it. Butler flies up ahead. Locates Seiko, the trailer, for 3. Jacobs gets it over to Roddy. Been stuck on 45-39 for a little while.
Yeah. I just think that they got to get a pick and roll with Stevens.
Oh, a steal by Butler. And the flush.
All defense in the Mountain West. Lamont Butler.
Led the team in steals, averaging just under 2 per game. And that was a big one right there.
Yep. They're trying to get it to Roddy, but a rope has been moving his feet, getting around him.
Stevens leans into one and connects. And Nico Medved calls a timeout with 6:42 to go. His team is lingering. Still only down by 6 after the big steal and finish from Lamont Butler. A lot of close games in the Mountain West tournament so far. Boise State winning by 7 earlier tonight. They're in the championship game tomorrow, 6 Eastern on CBS. Let's check in with Evan Washburn.
Well, guys, 2 years ago, it was Barrel Man that stole the show. Thus far, in the Mountain West tournament, it's been Duck Man. I spoke to Dak, a freshman at San Jose State University. He's a kinesiology major with hopes of being a personal or athletic trainer at some point. He wore that costume to Halloween this year, then to a football game. The players and fans loved it, so he decided that he would wear it to the basketball games. The bread, guys, ducks like bread. I don't know if you knew that. It also represents money or getting the W, as Dak told me. And he's not rooting for anybody. He just loves basketball, and he's having a great time, despite the fact that San Jose State had a challenging year and didn't get out of the first round. So a great story. One we can all go home happy we now know.
Evan, the next time that 60 Minutes has an opening for an investigative reporter, I think you should send along.
Yeah, let's just clip this.
Wonderful piece of
I
journalism.
think we all know people in the company. And
Yeah.
hopefully
Hey.
it finds the right desk.
Help you out a little bit.
Barrow man to duck man. Evan on quite a high here in Las Vegas. Mensah down low, and he is fouled. And we're going right back to a timeout. Who will Evan find during this timeout? We're back after this. .6:23 to go. San Diego State leads by 6. And how about a look at some teams who already clinched a spot in the big dance? And who stands out on that list for you, Lap?
Loyola Chicago could do some damage in terms of being a mid-major team that could do something. Obviously, Gonzaga's tremendous. They could win the whole thing. That's where I'd go right now. South Dakota State, they can really score. They shoot 53% from the field as a team. They score 87 points a game. So there are some team mid-major, and they're going to probably be like a 12-ish seed. One of those South Dakota State, you'll say, who are they? Better look out to play them.
Selection show fast approaching. I'm pretty sure it's now Saturday on the East Coast, so we're just over a day away.
Lap, look out for my hens, too, by the way.
That's right.
The
Ran through
Hens,
the
that's
CAA.
right. The Hens. You're right. Martin Inglesby did a great job. Another team that's good offensively.
Mensah misses the first free throw. He's 54% on the season. Oh, gets the bounce there. 7-point San Diego State lead.
And you know, it's just so hard to put a couple of baskets back to back, which is what Colorado State needs to do, but they're right in this thing.
And a turnover by Roddy. 14th turnover by Colorado State.
And see, this is what San Diego State does to you. They got you down 6 or 7, so you need to get a couple in a row, but it's so hard to get a couple in a row.
Just got word from our producer, Jonathan Siegel, that Abilene Christian just won, so there's only one game left in the country tonight. As John Rothstein would call it, it's a standalone game right now. San Diego State and Colorado State with 5:51 to go.
Well, it's a standalone game for the next 5:51.
Bradley has not been able to get it going, but his team still leads by 7 as Kendall Moore just picked up that foul. And it's a 1-and-1 for Lamont Butler.
The boys in the studio doing a late night tonight.
Oh, boy. Well, that should affect Wally's early tee time tomorrow. I tee off at 9 instead of 8.
He likes to talk too much. That's the problem.
Notice that.
He likes to talk too much.
2 big free throws from Lamont Butler.
You know, that's just giving points away when you let them go to the foul. Make them score. Mensah staying on Stevens.
And a whistle and a foul called against San Diego State. And that's the 4th on Mensah. So Bradley and a rope are going to come back on the floor, and Butler and Mensah head out. And very quickly, Tomajic commits the foul. That's the 7th, and it'll be a 1-and-1. So 2 quick fouls against the Aztecs.
Tobias being a little overly aggressive that time.
Picks up his 3rd. As a Colorado State team, and we talked about it, they led the Mountain West this year shooting the 3, 36% from deep, and they average just under 8 made threes per game. But tonight, they're just 4 for 15 from deep.
Well, they're playing against one of the top 40 teams in terms of defending the three-point shot.
1-and-1 for Roddy. What a career it's been for David Roddy at Colorado State. Scored his 1,000th career point earlier this season against Mississippi State. That one off, but he follows it up, goes right back up, and he's fouled. And that foul is going to go on Bradley, and that's his 4th.
You've got to get a rebound on a free throw. I mean, especially with the shooter. Who's boxing out the shooter? How about nobody? Look at this. Nobody boxes out the shooter.
So Bradley heads right back to the bench.
I mean, that is a real mistake. You have 4 guys. You have 4 guys, 4 San Diego State guys, and only 3 white shirts. How can you not box out the shooter?
We'll see how long Brian Dutcher keeps Matt Bradley on the bench, up by 7.
You know, you can afford, you got the lead, you can afford to keep him out a little bit. You got to keep him out to at least the under 4. $18 points for Roddy. And the Colorado State fans come to their feet here at the Thomas and Mack Center. And they bring the 1-2-2 3/4 court pressure, try to make San Diego State use up some clock. Not a great offensive team in here, really, for great back cuts.
And Baker Mazzara finishes off the feed from Tomajic. First field goal of the night for the transfer from Duquesne. Moore for 3. And a rough night for Kendall Moore. He's 0 for 5.
Yeah, and he hasn't really been close.
Aztecs using some clock with 4:20 to go and 6 on the shot clock. Pulliam locates Seiko for 3. Baker Mazzara with the rebound.
Now they're going to pull it out again. Another offensive rebound.
12 of them tonight for San Diego State. Down to 2. Pulliam has to put it up and not in time. Shot clock violation, and that takes us to a timeout. Brian Dutcher and the Aztecs trying to hold on here against Colorado State and move on to the championship game for the 5th straight year. Coming up next, Inside College Basketball crew talks all things conference tournaments as they break down the matchups, highlights, and projections as bracket week continues here on CBS Sports Network. Good showing from the Aztecs fans and the Rams fans as we're coming down the wire here. 3:53 to go, and it's an 8-point San Diego State lead.
Well, let's face it, for Colorado State, the way to go is you got to go through David Roddy and Isaiah Stevens, period. They're the 2 best players. Isaiah Stevens terrific with pick and roll. Roddy, if you can get the ball to him in the post, he gets to the free throw line a lot. San Diego State coming with this full court pressure now. Still plenty of time.
Roddy wants it. Roddy in the paint, turnaround hook, no.
That was a pretty good shot.
You'd expect San Diego State, as they did in their last couple of possessions, to use some of the clock. Seiko with 5.
Somebody got to go.
A rope fadeaway is well short, and Roddy has it, wants to run. Roddy trying to go coast to coast, and he is fouled.
You know, I like using clock, but I don't like using clock just standing around and then all of a sudden with 5 seconds to go, somebody's got to go one-on-one. I like running your offense, saying to yourself, we're going to run it, we're going to run it, we're going to run it, and then with 10, we're going to try and start to get something. Because it's too early to go flat-out stall.
And they still have Matt Bradley on the bench with 2:58 to go. A 1-and-1 for David Roddy.
And he's probably amongst their better one-on-one players. No, he's not coming yet.
Well, Johnson and Mensah are going to come back in, but Bradley continues to sit. Bradley averages 31 minutes per game. Tonight he's been out there for 22. Roddy 1 out of 2, 7-point lead, inside 3 to play.
Now I think you got to run your offense, knowing that you're not going to shoot it till there's 10. So run some offense.
Johnson over to Butler.
Well, at least they got a decent shot at the end of the shot clock that time.
Rams trying to get going in transition. Stevens almost had it taken away. Stevens now goes up and connects.
All of a sudden 5.
Down to 5 as we approach 2 minutes to go. And San Diego State calls timeout. Getting a little tense here in Vegas at the Mountain West tournament. Colorado State trying to make another comeback. They've had some big ones this year, including down 20 against Northeastern and coming back to win by 10.
I was at the one last year against San Diego State when they were down 26 and won the game. But right now, San Diego State, ever since they've gone to this stall, they've stalled.
Trailed by as many as 11 tonight. They've cut it down to 5. And look at the three-point shooting for San Diego State. In the first half, they were 6 for 10. Second half, 0 for 7 for San Diego State.
And Bradley's back in the game with the 4 fouls. They got 2 guys in the game now with 4 fouls, Bradley and Mensah.
And each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Aztecs in a scoring drought that's approaching 3 minutes. They've missed 5 of their last 6 shots.
Clear out for Matt Bradley.
Pulliam tried to draw the foul. 5 seconds left. Bradley has it. Bradley puts up a tough one. It's good!
Tough shot.
When they needed him, Bradley is there.
I give him credit that he kept his cool. He knew that there was time on the shot clock. He didn't rush that.
Jacobs comes in and scores with the left hand. A quick answer from Colorado State. And then Moore commits the foul.
Unnecessary foul there. You had it to 5, 1:23 to go.
3rd foul on Kendall Moore. 1-1 coming for San Diego State. And it'll be Pulliam at the line. First time to the line tonight for Pulliam. He's got 9 points to go along with 5 assists. Big one there for the senior from Byron, Texas. Took advantage of the extra COVID season in his 3rd year now at San Diego State. As you see the foul trouble, Bradley and Mensah with 4 for the Aztecs.
Yeah, and I like that what Brian Dutch is doing. He's going to bring Seiko in and get Bradley out.
Seiko, an excellent defender.
Plus Bradley with those 4 fouls, they're going to attack him.
Stevens will launch a 3. Big one for the Rams. And Nico Medved calls timeout with 1:14 to go. It's a 4-point San Diego State lead.
Boy, that kid makes big shots all the time.
18 points for Isaiah Stevens tonight.
He goes over the handoff, little foot fake, and he did that on a really good defender, Lamont Butler.
Stevens really been part of the charge this year for Colorado State after they just missed out on the NCAA tournament a year ago. Stevens saying that watching the selection show last year was one of the most discouraging nights of his life as the Rams came so close to getting to the Big Dance. And the effort and intensity that Stevens and his teammates have put in this year to try to get to the NCAA tournament has been evident throughout the year. They began the season 11-0 and came into tonight with a 25-4 record.
Well, now they're going to bring the full court pressure. They don't have to foul. They need a stop, and the big thing is they need a rebound, and they got a small team in the game. And Bradley back in for offense.
It'll be Seiko to inbound.
Don't need to foul.
Bradley to Seiko. Seiko in a bit of trouble. And a foul is called.
I mean, it was a foul. I don't know why he was doing that.
That's going to go on Chandler Jacobs, his first.
I mean, they had him bottled up there. Watch here. That's a foul. That's a foul.
And it sends Seiko to the line, where he's not been much this season. He's just 10 out of 14. Lamont Butler will re-enter, and Bradley's going to come out with the 4 fouls. One out of 2 for Adam Seiko.
Yeah, well, Butler's got to stop Stevens.
Oh, Mensah commits the foul. That's his 5th. He's out. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, they did get it on Mensah.
Yep. What a bad foul that
and it sends Roddy to the free throw line in the process.
Goodness. That was a terrible foul. You get your 5th like that on top of it.
Mensah back in Vegas, where he went to Finlay Prep, and he is fouled out of the game with 9 points. A rope will come back in, and Bradley is going to re-enter as well. Colorado State, an excellent free throw shooting team. Roddy's got 2 at the line. Here comes Bradley. And Johnson will go out.
And still, Colorado State does not have to foul. They're probably going to set up their pressure, but they're going to have to get a rebound.
Roddy, no, and Seiko had it taken away by Tonje. More drives, cuts to Roddy. Now we got a 2-point game.
And this time Colorado State gets the offensive rebound.
22 for Roddy.
They should run some offense. They're going to run this thing down. I understand that, but what are they going to get at the end of the shot clock is the question. They haven't gotten anything when they've done this, by the way.
Pulliam to a rope down low. A rope scores.
Complete miscommunication between Roddy and Stevens.
Tonje launches a 3, no good. Seiko the rebound.
You got a foul.
And there's the foul with 21 seconds to go.
That exchange, that layup that San Diego State just scored was a complete miscommunication. Look here. I mean, so Tonje just leaves him alone when he dives the lane. That was... And then Tonje took a bad shot down this, and he didn't need to rush that.
Yeah, didn't need a 3 there.
Plenty of time.
And now Seiko is at the line for 2 shots.
Wow, that was a devastating exchange there for Colorado State. They made a huge mistake on defense and a huge mistake on offense.
And once again, the rebounding coming up big. Aztecs +8 on the glass. Stevens launches a 3. It's good! Timeout, Colorado State.
This kid is tough.
Stevens with 21 tonight on 9 of 12 shooting.
I mean, this is a tough 3. That is well contested from deep. That's a heck of a shot. I mean, it's hard to be under much more duress shooting a ball than that.
He's 3 out of 4 from beyond the arc tonight. A reminder, the winner of this one will see Boise State in the championship game tomorrow on CBS at 6 Eastern time. All right, I guess it's pretty clear for Colorado State. Go for a steal and then foul.
Foul right away.
And free throws really have hurt Colorado State. We put it up before, 13th in the country shooting free throws, but they're just 8 of 16 tonight, while the Aztecs have only missed 4 times at the line.
Yeah, I mean, the guy you don't want to foul, I'm sure that Matt Bradley's coming back in. That's the guy you don't want to foul, because not only is he a 79% free throw shooter, but he shot a ton of them this year. You know, you got some picks there. The guys in the game are good free throw shooters. Trey Pulliam's about 69%. He's probably the weakest of them, but I mean, he's their point guard. You kind of expect him to make them. The guy you don't want to put there is Bradley.
Last night, Baker Mazzara came in late because he's a 90% free throw shooter, but he's on the bench right now. They get it into Pulliam.
Got a foul.
Over to Seiko.
You got a foul, guys.
No foul yet. And San Diego State calls timeout.
I mean, they killed 7 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, you got to get it right there. You got to get him. You got to get him.
Yeah, you see the Colorado State bench was hoping for a tie-up, and they do have the possession arrow. But it was just time wasted when you're probably going to foul right now.
Right. No timeouts left for Colorado State, 1 for San Diego State.
Tell you what a tournament this has been. So many close games. The 4 quarterfinals yesterday were decided by a combined 14 points. And we got another nail-biter here.
You got to get this ball into Matt Bradley. A rope, they got him. They want him so far away.
Oh, knocked out by Jacobs. I think they want to take a look at the clock to see just how much time should have come off.
I don't know, if I'm San Diego State now, I think I'm taking a rope out of the game. I mean,
he's a 45% free throw shooter.
And, you know, you need to have that fifth guy to get the ball in bounds to. Like, to just have him away from everything, I don't think that's helping you get the ball in bounds. I think you're better off having 4 guys on the court that all can make a free throw and that all can get open.
Another look at the clock. Out right there. It should be about 9-3, 9-4.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, getting the ball in bounds now. They still have 1 timeout, so, but you got to get some space. And now, obviously, if you're Colorado State, you get a 5-second count. They're taking a little too long on this, by the way.
Just at a quick glance, it looked like their monitor might have been frozen up. We've seen that happen a couple of times this year. This has given Nico Medved time to talk to his team. They're without the timeout.
Exactly. This is, you know, one of my pet peeves. Oh, yeah, I think that's off Jacob.
We just thought they were looking at the clock.
Yeah.
Maybe they are looking to see if it was last touch.
Yeah, they are. Let's see.
I think it's Jacobs. Yeah.
Nine to 6.
See, now Brian Dutcher is doing what he did last night. It appears that Baker Mazzara is going to come on the floor because he's a 90% free throw shooter.
Well, they just took a rope out. But when they were taking it out before, a rope was in.
He was in.
And I think that's a good move.
All right, so 9.8 is on the clock.
And I like this move, spreading things out a little more. They were all piled up on top of each other the last time they tried to take it out. Give yourself, you need some space.
It'll be Butler to inbound. And a foul is called on Jacobs at midcourt.
You know, that's good and bad. Because no time went off the clock. Now, you would rather get a 5-second count, obviously, or a steal. I get that, but short of that, no time went off. I'd get a rope back in the game now.
So Seiko at the line for 2 shots. Trying to make it a 2-possession game. Makes the first. Remember, Colorado State does not have a timeout, so now, if he misses this, we'll see if the Aztecs decide to foul. Makes it, 4-point game. Big free throws from Adam Seiko.
You just don't want to foul now.
Stevens launches a 3. Not this time. Rebound to Seiko and the foul with 3.9 to go. What a difference Adam Seiko has made off the bench in this Mountain West tournament for San Diego State. He had 11 points yesterday against Fresno State. And tonight, 9 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists.
And he's a really good defender, too.
He's in double figures for the 6th time this season. And the Aztecs are about to go to 6-0 when he's in double figures. Tonje at the horn. No good, and the Aztecs are right back in the Mountain West Championship game. It's the 5th straight year they're in the final.
Tell you what, that's going to be one defensive battle tomorrow between them. 2 physical teams on top of it, 2 older teams. Should be a great game.
On a night when their star, Matt Bradley, only scored 5 points, the Aztecs are still able to keep Colorado State well below their season scoring average. They hold them to 58 and they win by 5. Let's update the bracket. It'll be the 1 versus the 3. Boise State against San Diego State. 6 o'clock Eastern tomorrow on CBS. Now, they met twice during the regular season, and the Broncos won both times. David Roddy heads out. 22 points and 9 boards for Roddy tonight. As we send it over to Evan.
Here with Adam Seiko, who was part of a bench that had 28 of the 63 points. What's that say about this team?
Man, this team is so deep. These guys are relentless. Every guy 1 through 12 comes out and makes plays, winning plays. And I'm glad to play with these guys. I can't wait for the championship tomorrow.
What was the comfort, or should I say calmness level, when Colorado State's making that run?
You know, we just got to stay the course. You know, we know they're going to hit some shots, but we all got to play for the next play. Next play, get some stops, hit our free throws, which is big time for us, not just me, but all the guys down the line. And, you know, I'm glad we pulled it off.
You've been with this program for a long time. You know what it takes to win in a championship game. What is it against Boise State?
Man, it's going to be a tough battle. You know, we had a bad taste in our mouth from the last game we played them. You know, so we want to come in there and just follow the game plan that we got, get our rest tonight. Come in there, we want to win a championship. We want to get my 5th ring tomorrow.
Congrats, Adam. We'll see you tomorrow.
Appreciate you.
All right, Evan, once again, the final score, 63-58 in favor of the Aztecs. For Steve Lapis, Evan Washburn, our entire crew, I'm Andrew Catalan. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. After a short break, we'll take you back to New York for Inside College Basketball Bracket Week, presented by Kubota. So long from Las Vegas.